Islam. Islam is the world's second largest religion. Followers, called Muslims, follow the teachings of their holy book, the Quran. They believe that these teachings were revealed to the Prophet Muhammad in the AD 600s. Their holy city is Mecca, Saudi Arabia, where Muhammad was born and preached. Beginnings Islam began in present-day Saudi Arabia. It is now widely practiced throughout the world. Worship Muslims must pray 5 times a day, facing Mecca. They have built many beautiful mosques to practice their beliefs. Words and symbols. Islamic holy days. Mawlid al-Nabi, birthday of Muhammad. Laylat al-Qadr, Quran revealed to Muhammad. Ramadan, month during which Muslims do not eat or drink in daylight hours. Eid al-Fitr, celebration of end of Ramadan. Eid al-Adha, end of pilgrimage to Mecca. Islamic words. Ayatollah, Shiite leader. Hadith, stories about Muhammad. Hafiz, Muslim who has memorized the Quran. Hajj, pilgrimage to Mecca. Hajji, well, who has fulfilled the Hajj. Jihad, holy war in which Muslims strive to spread the Islamic way of life. Sharia, Islamic law. Masjid, place of worship. Mullah, scholar. Islamic beliefs. Muslims believe there is one God, Allah. Allah is the Arabic word for God. They believe that God's ultimate and final words were revealed to the Prophet Muhammad. He copied them down in the holy book, the Quran. For Muslims, God's words are the spiritual and religious truth for all humanity. The Prophet's tomb Muhammad is said to be buried in this sacred tomb in Medina, Saudi Arabia. The words of the Quran. Muslims often inscribe texts from the Quran on jewelry. Find out more. Declaration of faith. Within Islam there are many different types of belief, but all Muslims obey the Quran and all make the same declaration of faith, called the Shahada. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his prophet. Each time Muslims say this, they declare their faith in Allah and their belief that Muhammad's teaching was given by God. Islamic worship. Muslim worship focuses on the 5 pillars of Islam. The first is the confession of faith. The second is prayer. The third is fasting during the month of Ramadan. The fourth is charitable giving. The fifth is pilgrimage to Mecca. Muslims also go to worship each Friday. Rosaries. The Quran lists 99 names of God, such as great and merciful. Muslims recite them using 33 bead rosaries. Pilgrimage to Mecca. Mecca is Islam's most sacred place. All Muslims must try to go there. Find out more. The 5 pillars of Islam. 5 important acts support and give structure to Muslim life. 1. Shahada, the declaration that Allah is the only God, and Muhammad is his messenger. 2. Salat, the set prayers, said 5 times a day. 3. Sawm, the daily fast during the month of Ramadan. 4. Zakat, the giving of charity. 5. Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca, to be attempted at least once in a Muslim's lifetime. Islamic prayer. Muslims pray 5 times a day, facing Mecca. To find the direction in which to pray, which is known as Qibla, they need a special compass. They usually have a prayer mat to kneel on. Before praying, they perform a ritual washing to prepare themselves for worship. Where possible, they will pray with others. A senior man leads the prayers, and often speaks through a megaphone to make sure that all worshippers can hear, and follow the leader. All worshippers stand, bow, prostrate themselves, and sit, in a regular sequence, as they pray. The prayer mat, the one shown here, like many modern prayer mats, contains a compass which is part of the mat. Mosques. Mosques are the buildings in which Muslims gather together for worship. From every mosque the call to prayer goes out 5 times a day from a tower, named a minaret. On Fridays, Muslims assemble at the mosque for midday prayers, and to hear a sermon. Mosques are central to the life of the community, and are often centers for education and social work as well. Dome of the Rock. The Dome of the Rock is in Jerusalem. It is a sacred place for all Muslims. Find out more. Inside a mosque. Every mosque shows the unity of Islam, because all mosques are built to a similar plan. All have a mihrab, prayer niche, in the wall facing Mecca, showing the congregation which way to face, when they pray. Mosques also have a minbar, pulpit from which the Quran can be taught, and open spaces in which the faithful can kneel to pray. All have facilities for the ceremonial washing that Muslims perform before prayer. They are decorated with texts from the Quran, beautifully written so that the writing itself is a work of art. There are never any kind of religious images, because these are banned in the Quran. Islamic festivals. During the month of Ramadan, Muslims fast from dawn till dusk. It is a very important spiritual time for all Muslims. It includes the celebration of the Night of Power, a major event in Muhammad's life. There is a festival which celebrates Muhammad's birthday, which is called Mawlid al-Nabi, and a festival of sacrifice during the month of the pilgrimage to Mecca. End of Ramadan. The end of Ramadan is also an important time, which many Muslims celebrate. Islamic community. The Quran is central to every Islamic community. Along with this are the Hadith, traditions, which record sayings and events in the life of Muhammad and early Muslims. They contain the Sunnah, example, of the Prophet. Together with the Quran, this forms the Sharia law, a complete guide to life. The Word of God. Muslims write texts from the Quran as decoration on many different surfaces. Islamic wedding. For Muslims, weddings and other ceremonies uphold their faith. The celebrations follow Islamic ideals. Find out more. The 5 pillars of Islam. 5 important acts support and give structure to Muslim life. 1. Shahada, the declaration that Allah is the only God, and Muhammad is his messenger. 2. Salat, the set prayers, said 5 times a day. 3. Sawm, the daily fast during the month of Ramadan. 4. Zakat, the giving of charity. 5. Hajj, the pilgrimage to Mecca, to be attempted at least once in a Muslim's lifetime. Islamic ceremonies. The Quran encourages strong marriages and family life. From early childhood, Muslims hear its words every day, and it is also seen as a guide through every important stage in life. Many Muslim children learn to read by reciting passages from the Quran. It is also read to the dying, and the opening surah, which means chapter, is read over the grave. All Muslims are buried facing Mecca. Wedding dance. The Quran teaches respect for marriage, celebrated here in a wedding dance. Islam and the nation. The rules laid down by the Quran cover the whole of the community and the life of the individual. They cover all areas of religious and social behavior, from prayer, almsgiving, fasting, and pilgrimage, to marriage, inheritance, food, and drink. For Muslims, Islam should rule over every aspect of their own life and the life of a nation, without differences between the religious life and the secular. The Islamic court. Muslims decide right and wrong, according to Islam, in special courts such as this one. The Quran. For Muslims, the Quran is the word of God, as told to the Prophet Muhammad. It was revealed by the Archangel Gabriel, between AD 610 and Muhammad's death in AD 632. It teaches Muslims about God's character, how to live, and how God will judge all people. The Quran is sacred to all Muslims. They keep it covered, as a sign of great respect.
The Quran. The Quran has 140 surahs, chapters, and is often beautifully decorated. It can only be touched by Muslims who have been specially.
Preaching the Quran is written and recited in wonderful, classical Arabic. Find out more. Spreading the word. Both Islam and Christianity are missionary religions. This means that through most of their history these religions have sought to spread their faiths across the world, in a way that Jews or Hindus have not.